If you could be any other character in the movie, what would that be?
Yeah, people ask me that one. Hermione? I don't know. I use that joke all the time.
You keep coming back to that.
I know. It's not that good, is it? I don't know. I really couldn't picture playing anyone else. I suppose, Lucius's son. But again, that's kind of a cop-out of an answer, really, isn't it? I don't know. There's no one I think I could really embody else. I enjoy playing him far too much, really. And the blonde, I've got kind of attached to it over the years. I don't think ginger or brown would work as well. I don't know. We'll see.
Hi, I might be the only one in this room that doesn't know, but I've listened to your music on YouTube, absolutely adore your voice, and was wondering if you have a CD or any plans for CD.
Yeah, there's some stuff available on iTunes. I mean, I was very skeptical about putting it out there, really. The last thing I want to do is I'm not trying to branch out of careers or anything like that. It's just, I put the video on YouTube for a friend of mine who lives abroad under a different name. I hope that, nothing's ever going to happen with it. It didn't. It got leaked pretty quickly, and just due to the real positive response that I got, I felt like I wanted to share some more. I record it anyway for my own pleasure, so it's not a case of me making it for other people. I make it for myself. It's just a case of whether I want to share it or not. People have been so nice about it that I feel like I want to share it. And I'm the first to admit there's 1,000 wrong chords and bum notes and crap recordings and stuff like that. But I think that's one of the things I like about doing it is that it's very, very raw. A lot of people have said, why don't you go into the studio and why don't you get like a professional band? But I don't want to do that, man. Most of the songs are written in about an hour, recorded in the next hour, and then it's great. It's amazing that people here have heard it. It really kind of not freaks me out, but it's amazing. That's people listening to something that I've made in my bedroom. It took me 2 hours, and people are listening to it halfway around the world. So it's a real honor for me to do that. One of the big things I'm big on is like leaving something behind. Leaving something behind when it's all over. And music is a real personal thing to me. So I'm happy to share it.
Hi.
Hey.
I was just wondering, who inspires you to act on or off the set?
There's so many, it really is. I confess, a lot of it comes from on-set performances. Jason helped me out a lot. Jason Isaacs on the second film. He gets a lot of lady love. Jason. I'm gonna try and convince him to come back next year. I think he'll be game. So yeah, I mean, he helped me out with the whole eagle thing. He does this great thing where he's this charming gentleman and he's talking to you in this way, and it's like action, he just turns into this vile person instantly. It's kind of scary to see it happen. So most actors take like 3 or 4 minutes to get into character, but he just snaps straight into it. And the same with Helena, brilliantly. She's such a polite, lovely lady. She turns into a complete psycho as soon as they roll. Everyone's just in awe. Like, I see the guy holding the mic, the boom, he's just sort of like wide-eyed, like, oh my god. It's terrifying, it really is. And for such a lovely lady to be so scary, but no, it's great fun to see that.
This may be a question more for the writer or the director, but I'm hoping they may give me some insight.
Sure.
I take my adaptations of books very seriously, and I think one major point that was in the book was that Harry couldn't master nonverbal spells, and that was the reason he couldn't defeat Snape in the end. But in the bathroom scene, you were both going at it nonverbal spells, and I was wondering why that decision was made not to have that in the movie.
Yeah, massive confession here. I have no insight, I have no input at all in regards to the decisions there are. They're definitely made strategically. They're not just they haven't just said, oh, let's just do it. There will be a reason. I confess I don't know why. It's kind of difficult for me as well because I read the books when they come out, and then 2 years later we get a script. So it's kind of hard to remember exactly, specifically, how they correlate and how they differ. But if you bring a book onto the set, it causes mayhem because people, they have references and they want to, they want to change things, and so I personally feel it's not my real place to step in and say I don't think this is right. And as much as I have an input on my character, I don't want to start telling the director what I think is right and wrong. So I get the scripts and I do my best I can with what I get, really. But I'll put it forth to them and see what they say. I'm intrigued now. Thank you.
Okay, hi. I was just wondering, can we
it's not getting there too quickly, I confess. But doing it in front of you all now would be a shocking, I'm worried that someone would see it, a casting agent would see it and say, no man, hey, we'll rule him out completely. But it's great actually being here, because it gives me, it's nice to hear it all the time. The more I hear it, the more it seems to me common nature. I'm using a lot of your phrases already, man. I'm calling everyone buddy. Hey buddy. So yeah, it doesn't take long for it to rub off on me, to be fair.
Okay,
I
hi.
appreciate you asking. Hey.
I'm Laura, and
Hey, Laura.
I just want to say before I get started, I'm a really big fan of Draco Malfoy. And I
Thank
think
you.
you are awesome, and you're one of my favorite actors.
Rock on, thank you very much.
My question is, like, what do you like to do when you're not filming?
A lot of people seem to think that we're very, what do you do when you're not at school? I assume you watch TV or read a book or listen to music. I mean, fairly normal stuff. I hate to sound boring, but yeah, pretty much that. I mean, obviously, we read a lot of scripts that get sent our way or whatever. I enjoy doing that. I'm not a big eater, so I don't do a lot of cooking, I confess. Again, I'm an awful cleaner, so my house is a little bit messy. I probably should do more of that. But yeah, I don't know. What does every other 21-year-old do, Have a... Sorry? Get drunk. I have the odd beer with my friends, yeah, I confess, but we're not getting plastered on a set every day or anything like that. Yeah, just normal activities. I love to drive, so I drive quite a bit. A lot of friends live miles away from me, so I have to do lots of driving.
Hi, I'm Julia.
Hey, Julia.
You mentioned a Harry Potter musical earlier.
Yeah.
And I was wondering what you thought of how Draco Malfoy is portrayed in that.
I confess, I don't have a particularly good recollection of quite how it went. I'm gonna have to remind myself when I get out of here. But is it a good thing or a bad thing? I don't think I've even seen the bit where Draco comes in. Is it good?
Yeah, she rolls around on the floor a lot.
He rolls around the floor a lot? She? Okay.
I'll see that again.
Yeah, I do. I think I saw a completely separate musical. Yeah, no, I will have to check that out, and I'll leave a comment or something like that.
Well, I'm sorry guys, but we're gonna have to close it up now. So everybody, big round of applause for Tom.